Greetings, gentlemen. Today, we're diving deep into the realm of entrepreneurship with a focus on agile methodologies that are revolutionizing how startups succeed. Kickstarting your dream with a flawless product is an entrepreneur's fantasy. But here's the thing: perfection is the enemy of progress. Instead, start with a minimal viable product, MVP. Now, if you think MVP is a sports term, think again. In our world, it's the most basic, functional version of your vision. And who's going to give it a whirl? Early adopters. These trailblazers latch onto your MVP, not for all the bells and whistles because there aren't any, but to take part in something potential and new. In doing so, they offer invaluable feedback that could pivot your entrepreneurial journey from a catastrophic flop to a market-fit product. Consider this. A master artisan pours thousands of hours into crafting exquisite baskets. Impressive? Absolutely. Marketable? Maybe, maybe not. That's why it's critical to differentiate between skill and market demand. Big brands can waste precious resources adding features nobody asked for. That's where the 80-20 principle comes into play. Focus on the quintessential elements, that golden 20% that delivers 80% of the value to your customer base. But how do you understand what the market truly desires? Enter the build, measure, learn loop. Create that MVP swiftly and without burning your budget. Get it out there, collect data, refine your strategy, and repeat. Iterate as swiftly as you can. This is not a mere race, it's an intelligence operation. Becoming astute about your market's whims is the difference between being a footnote and a chapter in the chronicles of business lore. Now, let's talk metrics. Choosing the right parameters is like being a surgeon, precise and objective. Don't get dazzled by vanity metrics. Whether it's the subscriber count or other engagement measures, choose indicators that genuinely reflect success and not just noise. Ignore the naysayers, avoid the echo chamber, and focus on the real feedback that drives growth. Once you're on the carousel of feedback and iteration, there comes a moment of truth to pivot or persevere. If your MVP is hitting the right chords, keep on. However, if it hits sour notes, it's time to rethink. Rework the features, or maybe target a different demographic. Adapt and evolve. That's the name of the game. Reflecting on my journey, my initial videos were anything but blockbusters. But dumping them into the digital universe taught me one thing: there's an audience hungry for insight. And that discovery is why I persevered. And here we are, growing together, learning, and forever iterating. If this deep dive into entrepreneurial agility resonates with you, then show your support with a thumbs up. Interact, suggest books or topics, engage with our burgeoning community. And remember, for one of you with the brightest idea for our next exploration, I might just send over the next book we delve into right to your doorstep. For continuous value and more profound insights into startup strategies, remember to hit subscribe, like, and ring that notification bell to not only show support but to stay on the leading edge. You'll join a league of forward thinkers determined to make their mark. To wrap this up, I want to throw down the gauntlet. After absorbing this wisdom, what's the first move you're going to make? Drop a comment below with your action plan. As we reach the end, remember that information is power, but execution is the key. These sessions are made possible by your unwavering engagement and thirst for knowledge. If this has fueled you with just the right insight or motivation you needed, consider leaving a tip. The value you provide helps us continue to bring top-tier content your way. Here's to building not just businesses, but legacies. Signing off, keep learning, keep evolving, and see you at the pinnacle of success. Let's delve into a topic that's been a source of fascination among psychologists, scientists, and has rippled into modern culture. The concept of the left and right brain is more than mere labels. It's a way to describe the dichotomy between logical, analytical mindsets and creative, intuitive ones. Whether assessing mathematical equations or painting breathtaking landscapes, our cerebral hemispheres are said to define our talents. Even social media quizzes have turned our brain's orientation into casual entertainment. But what's the real story behind this cerebral divide? For over half a century, intense study into the brain's two hemispheres has been underway, particularly highlighted by Roger Sperry's Nobel Prize-winning research in 1981. His work with split-brain patients unveiled that the left hemisphere is typically the seat of analytical thought, linguistic skills, and calculation. Meanwhile, the right hemisphere plays a pivotal role in understanding spatial patterns and processing complex sounds, much like music. Essentially, if the left brain is the digital fortress of logic, then the right brain is the analog haven of artistry. Now, You might ponder, what about those who seem to harness the strengths of both hemispheres equally? If you're considering yourself as someone balanced between left and right brain thinking, fret not. Mental ambidexterity is not only real, but it's also common among innovative and successful individuals. Echoing George E. P. Bach's, true skill lies in the synergy of theoretical richness and practical reality, while F. Scott Fitzgerald contended that top-tier intelligence could uphold conflicting notions yet still thrive. This interplay between opposing mindsets is crucial, not just for scientists but for all in everyday life. The skill of mental flexibility goes beyond mere thought experiments. It's about adaptability in real-time situations. It's the operational excellence balanced with the relentless pursuit of transformation. To achieve such mental dexterity, one should foster both efficiency and experimentation. Just envision applying this dual hemisphere strategy in nurturing relationships, crafting solutions in business, or simply navigating personal challenges. Some might still wonder whether we genuinely gravitate towards a dominant brain hemisphere or if it's a myth. Challenges to the concept have surfaced, with studies suggesting that, contrary to popular belief, there is no preferential use of one hemisphere over the other. Instead, lateralization, the partition of brain functions, is indeed a reality, but it doesn't lead to an overall dominance of one side. Roger Sperry's pioneering research may now seem somewhat archaic in light of these advancements. The constant evolution of society and the complexities of life suggest that labeling individuals by their dominant hemisphere is overly simplistic. Neuroscience, now well established, continually reshapes our understanding with innovative findings about the brain's capabilities, bringing into question rigid categorizations of left versus right hemisphere dominance. Rather than wedging personal traits into a brain hemisphere classification, we may be better served appreciating them as varied attributes that make up our complex personalities. The brain hemisphere model reinforces this, as most individuals exhibit a blend of traits from both sides of the spectrum. It's rare to encounter someone who exclusively aligns with a single hemisphere. Current research underscores the notion that what was once considered true about our brain's functioning may very well be nuanced or even invalidated as science progresses. Our understanding is ever-changing, as is the very nature of science, neuroscience, and psychology themselves. I invite you to consider this exploration of left versus right brain thinking a stepping stone to greater self-awareness and appreciation for the dynamic capabilities of our minds. As our understanding evolves, so too may the way we approach learning, problem-solving, and innovating. And while we ponder the intricacies of our brain, let's keep challenging ourselves to grow and adapt, walking the tightrope between logic and imagination, rigidity and creativity. The power of our minds is less about which side we use, more and more about how we harmonize the unique strengths of both to navigate the complexities of life and work. Embrace your mental ambidexterity and allow it to propel you to new heights. If this deep dive into the cerebral world resonates with you, consider staying connected for more insights and explorations into the human mind's kaleidoscopic nature. Your subscription and notification bell engagement will support your journey toward becoming the strongest, most successful version of yourself. For those who derived substantial value from this journey, your gesture of appreciation through a tip in proportion to the insights gained would be received with gratitude. It's not the depth of our wallets that measures the impact of knowledge shared, but the depth of understanding that enriches lives. Thank you for tuning in, and remember, the true strength of your mind lies in its unceasing quest for balance and breadth of wisdom.